Good morning. What's going on Facebook? It's Friday morning. I don't have very good light, so hopefully you guys can see me. As you hop onto this video today, I want you to let me know who you are, where you're from, because I want to know who I'm speaking with today. So I stayed up late last night till 12:30, had a lot of thoughts running through my mind, and this morning I want to talk to you guys about those. A lot of times I give this motivational stuff, how to be happy, how to find purpose, and all of these things. And I don't talk about money much, and I don't know if it's something about our society. People don't like to talk about money. If you're in a job or a career, you are like, in most cases that I've seen throughout my life, people are, it's like a no-no to talk about what you get paid, what your job is worth, or what your value is worth at your job. And so, like, I know this is like an uncomfortable topic for some, but I'm gonna talk about it. And I titled this video, I don't want you to be a millionaire. And you might be thinking, like, what is the deal with that? First of all, number one, you might not ever want to be a millionaire. Number two, money might not mean anything to you in some form or another. And so that's why I want to kind of help you guys understand a couple of things about me, about other successful entrepreneurs that I know. But I'm going to talk about something up front and straightforward. You guys know David Atkins and I do this thing called the Hey Bro Show on Saturdays, which is to help men entrepreneurs kind of rise up in this space. And I was at this event on Friday with Gary Vaynerchuk, with Tony Robbins, and with Kevin O'Leary. And so if you guys don't know who Kevin O'Leary is, you should. He is on the Shark Tank, Mr. Wonderful. And Mr. Wonderful talked about men entrepreneurs. I'm going to talk about men entrepreneurs real quick, and then we'll go back into this whole thing about millionaire, make $1 million, whatever it is, and help you guys understand that. So one thing that really stood out to me that I want you guys to understand, whether you are running a business, you are a manager, you're a leader in some form or another, this is from a conversation with Mr. Wonderful. And he was talking about the investors and the companies that he's invested with on the Shark Tank. And he was telling me about this, and he just straightforward said, women investors and women business owners on the Shark Tank are more successful. I want you guys to get that. Women on the Shark Tank, the investors that they invest with, are more successful. And he gave me some reasons. I'm going to tell you guys why, so you can jot those down. And this is for the women, for you guys to magnify those things, and for the men to look at yourself and say, hey, these are the 4 things that keep men from being as successful as women. I need to develop these skills. Okay, so the number one thing is women have better time management skills. I want you guys to write that down. Better time management skills. That's one thing that women have. Number 2 is women set achievable goals. And I could totally relate to this. And he gave me some specific numbers, and here's the numbers. Women achieve their goals 95% of the time. Men achieve their goals 65% of the time when it comes to business. And the reason is women set more achievable goals than men. So you may be out there like, I want to make $100,000. I'm going to start this business. I'm going to go on this venture. I'm going to start real estate. I'm going to start this online business. I'm going to make $100,000. I'm going to make $250,000. I'm going to make $1 million. And sometimes women do that as well, but men do that more than the women. And they achieve their goals only 65% of the time, because these goals are much larger and much harder to achieve, and women set these goals that are much more easy to achieve. And I'm going to tell you guys specifically about me. When I started my own business, I was working 12 hours a day. Gabby was working every single night. But do you know what my initial goal was? The goal that I set for myself was to make $10,000 in the entire year. I want you guys to take note of that. A very achievable goal. So when I made $12,000 in 2011 with my business, I busted my ass off. I worked 7 days a week, 4 to 5 hours a night, and I made $12,000 from April of 2011 till December of from April 2011 till December of 2012. I made $12,000. I won at my goal. I hit my goal, which helped me believe in myself and my ability to hit another goal. So I set another goal, and that's how we went on to build a 6-figure business by month 14. But I want you guys to take note of that. A very achievable goal is what I set, and so you can get the wins that way. When you hit wins, you have more belief in yourself. The next thing, that was number 2, set achievable goals. Number 3, maintain a culture. Women have the natural ability to maintain a culture where there's less employee turnover. So if you have a woman employer, a woman manager, they create more of an atmosphere where you want to be present, you want to be there, you feel a part of the team. They're better at that than the men are. So if you're an entrepreneur and you're a woman, good for you for having that natural ability. If you're a man, that is something that you need to work on and develop as a skill. Number 4, that Mr. Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, told me last Friday that I want to share with you guys was that women more successfully simulate feedback. So they assess what the problem is, what the situation is. They ask for help from somebody that's done more than they have. In this case, they ask Kevin, where am I struggling? What's wrong? What am I doing wrong here? How can I improve? He tells them, they take it in and they adjust and they change. Men have a much harder time. They're more opposing and they push back against feedback. So there's 4 things right there. 4 tips from Kevin O'Leary that I want to share with you guys that he shared with me last Friday, a week ago today, on how to become a better entrepreneur. So now let's talk about this goal of, I don't want any of you guys to be a millionaire. And when I say that is I see too many people that come to us for business advice. And so that I can validate and help you guys understand, I say this in the most humbly way. I'm 36 years old. By the time I was 33, I made my first $1 million a year, and we've done that every year since with the different business entrepreneur ventures that we do, all of it online, working from home. So I have some credibility, I guess you could say, in saying that. And we manage everything well enough that we still have that and invest that and can continue to grow that for our future family. This home right here, I bought for $183,000 after closing costs in 2006, fully paid for. Okay, and what I want you guys to understand is I just told you guys that we make $1 million a year every year since 2015. 14 was the first year, and one thing I want you guys to understand is we still live in the same home. So there's a lot of success leaves clue things to building wealth and building an income or building a lifestyle that you guys want. But I want you to take you back to this. I want to make $1 million. The fact of the matter, the truth of the matter is the majority of you will not make that. There's a select few of you guys that will be able to do that and make that in a year. Hands down, no doubt about it. But many of you guys will not have the grit, the emotional toughness and endurance to build a business to that level, or the capacity to believe that it's possible for you in your current state. Unless you can overcome those limiting beliefs and those things maybe your parents told you or someone told you about yourself, that you continue to hold on and believe in yourself. But one thing that I do know is possible for 100% of you guys if you guys can believe in yourself. Set some reasonable goals like I talked about, what Kevin O'Leary shared with me, is to get your mind off of I want to make $1 million, I want to make $100,000, and okay, I lost the connection. So get off I want to make $1 million, I want to make $100,000 a year, and get the focus on what is it that you love to do, what are your areas of your gifts and your talents, and how can you use those? How can you use those to your advantage? How can you use them to do something that you love to do? And so, for example, guys, to give you guys an example of that in my life, and you can relate this to your life. If you have this goal of making $100,000, and you currently hate your job, hate your life, hate the commute, hate the people you work with, you're miserable, and you make $40,000 a year or $50,000 a year working at Walmart or at a factory, and you hate that, why not set a goal to make $50,000 a year doing something that you absolutely love on your own time? Doing something that you love, maybe with an online venture or anything like that, versus like I want to make $100,000, I want to make $1 million a year. Why don't you? And I'm passionate about this because I remember vividly the first 2 weeks that I was not having to work at a full-time job, where I didn't have to wake up at 6 o'clock also on a Saturday morning and be away from my 3 daughters. I remember specifically what it was like the first 2 weeks of not going to job and counting down, like I have 1 vacation day left, or 2 vacations left, two vacation days left. I have no vacation days left. If I miss work today, I miss my $16 an hour that I'm making. So I stay in that zone and remember that zone, and and have always told myself, like, I'm gonna strive big, I'm gonna go for big goals, and because I have that naturally in my DNA, but I'm gonna be grateful that every single day that I don't have to clock in at a job at 5 o'clock and come home at 5 o'clock to pick the kids up at the neighbor's house who's been babysitting them for the 2 hours while my wife Gabby is at work at the hotel for almost minimum wage. So I'm gonna be grateful for that every single day, that I have that ability, and that ability is only gonna cost me $40,000 a year. So I think it's important that you guys understand this concept, is to stop chasing right now $100,000 a year or $1 million a year or this rich or whatever it is that you're chasing, and focus on just getting back and earning back your time, the ability to not have to clock in to work for somebody else or do something that you're absolutely miserable at. Why don't you go find a job, even if it pays a little less right now, doing something that you love, spending time with people that lift you up and encourage you, and then spend the 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a night that you're watching TV or playing video games, and build something with your gifts and talents, whether that's teaching piano lessons, whether it's teaching violin lessons, whether it's teaching people how to organize their finances, like whatever it is that's your gift and talent, identify what that is and create a business out of that, and do it part-time on the side while you're at a job that you love, and set the goal at something that's achievable, like Kevin O'Leary said about these women, where you can achieve that goal 95% of the time. You experience that win, you're gonna set bigger goal, a little bit smaller, bigger goal above the last one, hit that goal, experience that win, and realize that you have what it takes to achieve the goals that you have. The one last message that I want to give you guys about this specifically is, this is where a lot of you guys are going to lose. And it's going to be, you're going to start to experience wins. Maybe you earn that $40,000 a year with your online business. You replace your income and whatnot. This is where a lot of you guys are going to lose. You're going to set a bigger goal. Like, I want to make $1 million. Like, I believe I can make $250,000 a year. I'm going to expand this business. I'm going to grow this business. I'm going to get better at my craft. And you're willing to put in that work. And you're like, I'm going to do that in 3 years. I'm going to make $250,000 a year. You're going to set that goal, and $250,000 is going to come, or the 3 years is going to come, and you're going to be like 12 months away, and you're far away from your goal. You're not anywhere close to it. And the activity that you're going to put, the mindset, the way you come across to people over those next 12 months is going to come across as inauthentic and not in the right way, because you're focused on that goal and how you're not going to hit it, and you're not doing things right. You're going to come across inauthentic, and you're going to start to fail at that business and not treat the customers, the clients, and everybody that's a part of your business and what you're doing right now in a different way, in a different manner. They're going to sense that, and you're going to fall further off, and you're going to start to feel like a failure inside. So you have to, as you do that, that's where a lot of you guys are going to lose, and I want to help you not experience that. Is you have to, yes, experience that small win, yes, begin to set your goals a little bit bigger, but you have to realize that so long as you try for those goals and you grow yourself and you help people and you serve people, guys, I have a goal, like, we have a 7-figure income. I want to make more than that, and it's not for the money. I could care less about money. You guys see the home that I still live in? I could care less about money, but I care a whole lot about the freedom that I have to spend my time where I want to spend it, spend the time with the people who I want to, and that my kids have the best life possible, and I could position them to do what they want with their life, as well as for my grandkids. So I care a lot more about the $1 million a year. I mean, I care a lot less about the $1 million a year than I do about leaving a legacy and making sure that I treat people right and I do the best that I possibly can. So remember that as you're going out and you have these big goals and dreams in your life, because I believe every single one of us wants something better out of our life and knows that we have more capacity and more ability to impact people. So hope this helps you in some way or form. If it does, please share it with somebody else. Have an incredible Friday. I'm gonna go spend the rest of my day with my 2 little boys and have what we call a mandate. We'll see you guys on the next video, and peace.